Hi, this is Scott from Bricklanta, and in this video I'm talking about the BrickTrac LEGO inventory management software and parting in sets from bulk lots. What's parting in? It's a term I coined that means assembling a set from parts in a bulk lot, kind of the opposite of parting out. It's a word I'm going to keep trying to make happen. In fact, BrickTrac's origins come from wanting to part in over 100 sets after my family moved and all my kids' Lego pieces found themselves in a massive, overwhelming pile. And yes, my kids always had loose Lego to play and build with, but sometimes they wanted to rebuild and play with a favorite set too. So BrickTrac was born to make it easy to put sets back together from a random pile and over time, so you don't have to dedicate an entire room to piles and sorting and notes all at once. One piece at a time in the right place. It turns out that even if you don't want to fully rebuild old sets, this can be an especially handy capability if you are reselling Lego and you've bought a batch that includes one or more sets. This is because when you tell BrickTrac what sets you think might be in the batch, it can pull up the set inventories, so when you're ready to log the pieces, you can select from a limited list instead of looking up individual parts. For really unique pieces or colors, this means that instead of bringing out a magnifying glass to search for the part number, you can see it and a picture of the part on screen. Let's start with an example. If you watched the batches video, you may recall that we bought a batch at a garage sale for $20. BrickTrac asked us if this batch included any new sets to be parted out, and we said no. But let's say when we get it home, under all the random parts, we found a couple of instruction manuals for Harry Potter 4702 The Final Challenge and Harry Potter 4726 Quidditch Practice. Even if it's possible or even probable that the box we got doesn't include the full sets, we can use BrickTrac to help us sort. So the first thing we should do is go to the Set Maintenance form. From the main menu, go to the Maintenance button here on the bottom, with the wrench and gear icon. I'm heading to the second tab, Sets Owned. For more discussion about how to manage sets using BrickTrac, check out the Sets tutorial video. Right now we're going to add the two sets we think might be represented in the garage sale batch. In the Lego Set Combo box, I'll type The Final Challenge, and there it is, 2001 with 62 pieces. I'm going to add a source. We'll call it Peachtree Garage Sale. For condition, this is clearly going to be used, but it's also important to note that this is incomplete. In this case, if you tell BrickTrac the set is complete, it will add every piece in the part list to your inventory automatically. So don't use this option unless you really know it's 100%, such as when you're buying new. So we'll select Used Incomplete. Now, the state field works a little different than in storage locations. Since we're referring to sets here, syncing to BrickLink with Stockroom or For Sale will list the set itself, not the parts. If your goal is to ultimately sell parts, leave this unsynced for now. Okay, add set, and then I'll add the other one, Quidditch Practice. There it is. 2002, 131 pieces. Source, I'll keep it as Peachtree Garage Sale. Used incomplete and state unsynced and add. Okay, we're done with maintenance. Now it's time to start sorting parts. I have them all washed and dried right here. Since we listed a common source for these two sets, I can use the Sort Pieces to Set by Source button right here in the middle right. You may have noticed that I've kept all the old windows open. That's something you can do with BrickTrac, including spreading them out over multiple monitors. Okay, now that we have the By Source form open, the first thing I want to do is select the batch using the B in the top left here. I selected Garage Sale on Peachtree Road, and you see that the B is now gold, and the title of the window reminds us we're entering parts into this batch. Right now, the source form is listing every single part associated with a set in my entire inventory. It's telling me what set the part belongs to, the item category and name, the color, how many I own, and how many total are in the set. And you see that my sets here are pretty complete. I have 6 of this first part, 1x4 light bluish gray antenna, in the Imperial Assault Hover Tank, and 6 are in the set. To make this list a bit shorter and more relevant, I'm going to click this checkbox, Hide Completely Owned Rows. And you see that the list has changed. Now every row is incomplete. The first one here is the yellow 1x4x2 bar in Mr. Freeze Ice Attack copy number 2. It requires 1, but I have 0 sorted into the set. But this is still a really long list, so I'm going to filter it more to speed up sorting this batch. I'm going to select the Peachtree Garage Sale source. And you can see that not only is this a list much shorter, but the sets are limited to just the 2 that we just added, and every row says quantity owned is 0. Because I think that this pile of Lego pieces I bought is mostly from these 2 sets, I can pull a piece out from the pile and just find it here. Adding items by source or set gives me the ability to physically sort my batch by color, which is usually really inefficient for bulk because there are way more items in the catalog than colors. But here you can see that if I filter by a color, there are just not that many pieces to choose from. For example, if I select brown, there's just a handful of parts. So if I had sorted my batch by color, which is really quick to do, it would be simple to find the part I'm holding and add it to my inventory. Now if I look at a different color, like dark gray, there are a lot more parts, but it can still be handy to use this. Let me give you an example. I'm picking out a piece here. This is like a 1x2 brick with a 1L axle on the side and then this loopy thing from one end to the other. As you can tell, I'm having a hard time describing it to you. I've never seen this part before, and much less finding the part on a website or the app. The part number may be printed way on the inside of the brick, but it would take me a good 30 seconds to a minute to get the light shining in right and my magnifying glass out. On the other hand, I do know that it's dark gray. So let me browse through here quickly. And I can see it's called Sports Hoop with 2 studs and axle, and it's categorized in minifig accessories, which I wouldn't have guessed. But it's super easy to find this way, and I have all 3 here. So I'm going to type 3 at the bottom, click Add, and now you see that that row has disappeared from the list because this part's completely owned. I'm putting these parts into the box I'm using to hold the Quidditch practice set, and I'm moving on. You see how you can part in multiple sets at once. And if I find a part here that isn't in one of these sets, I can still remove the filter on source and see if I need that part in any of my other sets that I'm trying to finish. One final note, once you've finished parting in this set, you can choose what to do with it. Keep it finished, check it out to build, put it up for sale, or part it out as inventory. You can see how to do all that in the set management video, which you should check out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe below to get notified when new tutorials get posted.